You know something, Ryu? There's something to be said about understanding. Understanding has made friends of lots of different people. You and I understand each other and have done so for a long time. We had a good beginning before. Even when we were competing against each other as friendlies, we understood each other. But now we are competing against each other as enemies, and I no longer understand you. This poison within you now. This evil. How does a world warrior with so many amazing accomplishments under his belt turn the way you did? I guess none of it matters anymore, Ryu, but what does matter? I will take your gauntlet and kill it. Destroy it. Manhandle it. Whatever it takes. We're not finished yet. You may have gone through Loke's gauntlet and survived Loke himself, and you are still champion. But you still have to go through my gauntlet. My God, what is this? I don't believe this. Is that? You guys in the back, are you seeing this? Are you seeing what's happening? My goodness, 3 legends from wrestling's past, absolutely manhandling the FHC champion. Hello and welcome to FHC Slam. I'm your host, Robe, and we've seen some really great action in the last 24 hours. Last night, the pay-per-view, FHC The Gauntlet, Ryu retained his FHC Championship against number 1 contender Loke. And the other news of the night, and we see them coming out triumphant, Tunnel Snakes, Butch DeLoria, Wally Mack, Malik Verdenko, and Susie Mack. All are champions as of last night. Let's see what they have to say. No one listened to us. No one wanted to hear us. But now, no one can deny this. Who would have thought it would ever come to this? But now look at us. Look at all the titles. Now everyone believes it when we say, Tunnel Snakes rule. Wally and Malik took the tag championship in the greatest upset in history. But I knew they were going to win it all along. Because Tunnel Snakes rule. Our beloved Vault sister, Susie, overcame all the odds against her and won the ladies' championship. Because Tunnel Snakes rule. And me, well, I didn't fare as well as my fellow snakes. But I am still FHC Pacific champion. And the greatest son of a bitch that ever lived. Do you know why? Because Tunnel Snakes rule. This is the age of the Tunnel Snakes. Oh, and here we go. I think we're gonna see General Manager David Palmer coming out here to address the Tunnel Snakes. And of course, who better than to try to knock down the Tunnel Snakes a peg or 2, or 3 or 4. Let's see what Mr. Palmer has to say. You know, Butch, you really have been a thorn in my side for quite a while now. But I have to hand it to you and your friends here. You Tunnel Snakes really brought it to the Gauntlet. So let me say congratulations for claiming all of these titles. It's a great feat when every single member of a group can become a champion. The stars must be in alignment for you. But I have to say, the stars are also in alignment for me. For I've acquired 3 of the best free agents on the market. And I'd like to introduce, or reintroduce, one of them right now. You know, I think I'm a little speechless right now. I'm not exactly sure what to say, but This is an absolute pleasure for me to be here with all of you at home. I remember watching King Slender. I remember him as a child, just watching him beat the Great Puma to become DWA champion, and yet here he is now, many, many years later, in the FHC. I really... This is just, this is crazy for me. I don't even know what to say. But here he is, King Slender, the man, the myth, in the flesh, here in the FHC.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce a legend of wrestling, King Slender. He and Giant Panther and Starman have come to make their mark in the FHC. He wants to deliver the next generation of sports entertainment. He has a sight set on bringing the best matches to our great organization. He is a legend, and he's excited to showcase his skills on the grandest stage of them all. And I know he has high hopes for himself here.
Oh, come on, Palmer. You're upstaging us with this fossil rather than let the tunnel snakes have their rightful place atop this show? You owe us at least that. We did amazingly well last night. We're champions. We've done the impossible. And now, you're not going to let us shine?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, and business is picking up now. Loke coming out to address the situation after seeing him lose to FHC champion Ryu at the Gauntlet last night.
Whoa. Hey, tunnel snakes, you guys are sounding a little bit cranky. You need to settle down a little bit. What do you guys need? You need your blankie? You need a diaper change? You need a new bottle? No. I know what you need. You guys need to shut the hell up. Do you even know who you're talking to over here? This man? This myth? This legend? This is King Slender, the greatest champion of all time in the NES. When he had his Iron Man match with the Great Puma, that classic 5-minute Iron Man match, and when he beat him without any type of advantage, no turbo buttons or anything necessary, that shook the world. King, let me turn my attention to you. Let me welcome you to the FHC. From one champ to another, your presence here is needed.
Thank you, Loke, and believe it or not, I know about you as well. Your successes as a champion in the WWE are well known. Your exploits here will, no doubt, live on as well. But let me come forward and tell you, man to man, I saw your Gauntlet match last night against the FHC champion Ryu. I gotta tell you, it was a most valiant effort for a match that always has the odds in favor of the Gauntlet. So let me be the first to wish you great success in your future endeavors. But please, let me talk a little about my endeavors here. I've wrestled all around the world. Japan, Mexico, the Amazon, and I walked away VWA champion. And the only two accomplishments that have eluded me is defeating the great world warrior, Ryu, and becoming FHC champion. And I'm here to do both. So, I guess the only question I have is, when do we get started?
Whoa! Hold your horses there, Your Highness. I get what you're saying, but let's back it up here a second. You say only two things have eluded you in your great career, and that's defeating that Shadow Lu reject Ryu and becoming the FHC champion? And yeah, those are two things that you can do at once, kill two birds, one stone. Animal cruelty aside, that's your deal. But there's only one problem with that plan, King. You see, that's my plan. And as far as I can tell, I'm the first in line, son. I'm already at the top of the list. I'm numero uno. I'm the top hombre. I'm the man. So you need to step a little bit back and to the right. Sit down, shut up, and watch me take this. I got it.
Do you got it? I don't think so. Not from where I'm standing. Who do you think you're talking to, Junior? Here's the thing. You aren't at the top of the list anymore. You've already faced Ryu twice, with less than stellar outcomes. And I believe that means it's time to let someone else have a chance. And I believe someone with my accomplishments and ability, as you have just attested to, is just the right person to make this happen. Come on, Loke. Let an old man have his last wish before he retires. Something tells me you've been at this long enough as well. The battles you've fought, the titles you've won. Maybe you should retire too.
Not me. I'm in my prime. Look, no one is disputing that you're a legend. No one is disputing that you're the king. No one is even disputing that you're royalty. And that's a little bit weird to me, but that is beside the point. I know my history. I know that you were once superior to me, but I know that is no longer the case. And when we're talking about taking on some guy who has decided to turn evil and change his eye color, this is pretty serious stuff. I mean, he is seemingly unbeatable. And to take on someone like that, you need to be in your prime. And guess what? That's me.
Seems like we have quite the debate here. Number one contender Loke and Legend of Wrestling King Slender. I thought I'd never see the day. This is great entertainment.
Hey, you guys have been rambling on for the last few minutes. What about me? What about Butch? What about the tunnel snakes?
Oh, Butch, I'm sorry. I forgot you were there. Well, obviously there are some kinks to work out here. We have all of these top stars here in the ring going at it. Obviously we wish King Slender, Giant Panther, and Starman the best of luck here. But as for tonight, Butch, you're right. You and the Tunnel Snakes deserve your limelight tonight, at the very least. And I will let you shine. In fact, Butch, I'm putting you in the main event tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
Butch, you're going to see action tonight against Loke.
Oh, this is crazy. Did he just? I think he did. And Butch is pissed. Butch is absolutely livid as Mr. Palmer announces the main event for tonight. Pacific Champion Butch DeLoria taking on Loke. This is going to be an insane main event, folks, tonight. The variety, the range of these two superstars could not be more different. Butch, as usual, is running his mouth, and this is how Mr. Palmer has decided to shut it. So we're going to see that as our main event tonight. And as usual, we're going to have plenty of other matches, great matches for you tonight. And this is only the beginning. Welcome to FHC Slam.
I don't know why this is surprising to any of you. Perry has been on a rampage ever since you got back, Sir William.
Calm before the storm. He cracked under pressure. It must have been building up for quite some time.
I saw this coming, and I did nothing. His turning is my fault. I tried dealing with it at the Gauntlet, but what I didn't see coming was him turning to others for help, for comfort. And least of all, I didn't think he would go to guile and sonic fire. He's gone way too far now. We have to let him go. There's no coming back after ambushing Bravehearts.
The following is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 506 pounds, El Huracan and the Frost Bastard. And there they are, the former FHC Tag Champions, El Huracan and the Frost Bastard, losing their Tag Championship last night at the Gauntlet against Wally Mack and Malik Judenko, Tunnel Snakes, of course. It's amazing that that match was actually won by the Tunnel Snakes, since they are generally known as being clumsy and inept, but they are now Tag Team Champions. And their opponents, at a combined weight of 434 pounds, Tetemeko and Tom Fyremin. Sonic Fire! And of course here now we have two junior members of Sonic Fire, Tetemeko and Tom Fyremin. Of course we know that their leader, Guile, has been slowly recruiting members into Sonic Fire. I guess Guile came to the FHC earlier this year, a little after its inception, with Tom Fyremin. As we know, Tom Fyremin came from one of the independent circuit federations, and Tetemeko used to be part of the tag team of Austin Stevens and Tetemeko, when Guile slowly whittled them down and drove them apart and acquired Tetemeko for his own purposes. So now we have the Frost Bastard and Tom Fyremin starting it out. It's amazing how big the Frost Bastard is, but he can move like he's a lightweight. He's very light on his feet, even though he has a bunch of mass. It's a little bit of crazy. But this is a qualifying match to see if El Huracan and the Frost Bastard can regain their top ranking to be the #1 contender again to the FHC Tag Championship. We know they're very hungry. We know that they were extremely upset last night after losing, since they've defended their championship for the last several months. I don't think we've seen a better tag team here. Certainly they've beaten every other tag team that this company has to offer. And we've seen limited action from Tetemeko and Tom Fyremin, of course. They're, of course, doing their own bidding for Guile. But we did see Tetemeko earlier this year try and get in the running for Butch DeLoria's Pacific Championship. Unsuccessfully, of course. We also saw Tetemeko participate in that 6-kill battle royal last night at the Gauntlet. And the winner of that, of course, Cesaro, putting on a great performance, pinning almost everyone in the match. I would say that performance alone would probably earn him a shot at the Pacific Championship against Butch DeLoria. And here we see Tetemeko with a snapmare takedown and a dropping fist. And we haven't seen a tag from the Bastard yet to his partner El Huracan, of course from Buenos Aires, Argentina originally. Oh, and there he goes. There's the tag to Huracan. Tetemeko making another tag with Tom Fyremin coming back in. Oh, and a Hurricane Rana to El Huracan. And we just don't know how Sonic Fire is going to handle all of this. We know Guile has not publicly announced anything about his recruiting other members of tag teams or any other people into Sonic Fire, but we know that he used to do a little recruiting back in his Air Force days. Oh, and Huracan! Looked like he was struggling with that suplex a little. Huracan, ooh, with a crazy springboard dive all the way to the middle of the ring. If anyone could do that, it's Huracan. Very nimble, very agile. And now, slow to fast punches to the abdomen, and now to the face. It looks like Fyremin may be out of it. There's the count, and they've done it.
Huracan gets the 3 after a flurry of punches to Tom Fyremin. He gets the pin. And Huracan and Bastard have taken this match. Looks like they are again on their way back up the rankings. But the question is on everyone's mind and theirs, will they get their rematch at a shot to be FHC Tag Champions once again? Oh, hey, sorry, brother. We didn't mean to startle you guys. We're just trying to find our way around, being new and all. And of course, we ran into you guys. Look, Starman, it's the FHC Tag Champions. Tunnel Snakes. I can't think of a better pair with as much knowledge and ring experience as you guys. Hey, maybe you Tunnel Snakes can show us around the place. Where the bar is, where the food is, and of course, where the ring is. We want to showcase our abilities in front of this amazing crowd. Tonight. How about you guys step into the ring with us? We want the Tag Champions to show us how it's done. Well, Giant Panther, as much as I want to say that it's a privilege to meet you, I think you just issued the Tunnel Snakes a challenge tonight. Did you hear that too, Malik? Be careful what you wish for, guys. You're going up against the Tag Champions. We wouldn't want to embarrass a couple of old fogies now, would we? That would be too much, especially for your first real day here. And I'm not sure that your old hearts could take all the excitement getting away from the retirement home. You want your Salisbury steak and your Jello cups? You go over to catering. The only thing that Tunnel Snakes dish out for dinner is pain. Then we'll take 2 of those, with a side of shut your mouth, because the icons are here. I actually think I just got chills, Malik. It's time to suit up. We're going against some legends.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Luzerne, Switzerland, weighing in at 222 pounds, Cesaro.
Good God, guys, look at Cesaro. I mean, what a fine piece of specimen this guy is. I mean, this guy hails from Switzerland. He might very well be a champion, Olympic champion, bodybuilding wrestler sort of guy, but you know, my goodness, like, have you seen this guy in the locker room? This guy can hang with the best of them. He is considered one of the strongest men in wrestling today. It is insane how much he can lift and what he can do with those crazy ass biceps. I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight against Paul Hannon right here in a little bit.
They talk about me like my full name's Akira. The conversator pairs for the less than half fairness. I hit the button, so I don't understand if this is the epidemic. And I don't want to cure it. This kid goes west.
212 pounds,
Dodging and weaving a
Paul
generation. Walking
Hannon.
dead on arrival. He dreamt his father's a cubic corners game over.
And here we have another veteran of the FHC and of independent wrestling in general. We got the lightweight Paul Hannon. Of course, he used to be a member of the Tunnel Snakes. Branching off from them a couple years ago, he had a falling out with his best friend Wally Mack, and Hannon ended up parting ways with them after a brief feud. Hey, hang on a second. Before you start with this farce of a match, I want to say something really quickly to Cesaro. You might have been able to pin the greatest son of a bitch that ever lived at the Gauntlet, but that was in a 6-kill battle royal. You actually didn't manage to pin me one-on-one. So think about that. Butch, I think you have your facts not straight. I pinned 4 men. 4 men total, including you. I think I did my share of winning in that match, and you would do well to prove that you can beat me. How about this, Butch? How about this? Put your Pacific Championship on the line tonight, and we'll see if you can actually beat Cesaro one-on-one. And I know what you're going to say, that you don't need to prove anything to me. And hey, maybe not, but pinning 4 men in one night, that's something you've never done. So, in a sense, I think that makes me the greatest son of a bitch that ever lived.
You son of a... Fine. Have your stupid match tonight. I'll put my title on the line next week.
Well, it looks like we know how to get under Butch's skin. All you gotta do is call yourself the greatest son of a bitch that ever lived, and he he appears to not take kindly to that compliment or insult, whichever way you're looking at it. Two very strong competitors here, but after Cesaro's performance at the Gauntlet last Sunday, he is getting extremely impressive with his moves and his victories. This is it's just amazing what this guy can do. As we said during his entrance, he's a very, very strong wrestler, very strong warrior. Ooh, and there we go, double stomp to Hannon's tummy. Oh no, here comes Hannon. Nope, Cesaro's got him into German suplex. My God, I don't know how Hannon's doing this. Right hands to the face. I don't know how anyone can hold up against Cesaro here, but if anyone can, Paul Hannon has been in this industry for quite some time. We're just waiting for his big break. Oh, it's Cesaro with the reverse pile driver in that? That he just picked up Hannon just like that with ease and just drove him to the mat. My God. I don't know. If Hannon doesn't have a concussion after that, I don't know what will give him one. Still, these two looking strong. The crowd going wild here in San Francisco, California. And of course, later tonight we have that big main event scheduled. Looks like Hannon could be coming back a little here. Nope, Cesaro up top on the top rope. Oh, double axe handle. No! Stop by Hannon into a backbreaker. My goodness, what kind of forethought does Hannon must have to see that coming when he's been kind of dominated during this match tonight. Cesaro with a counter, do a headlock. Cesaro countering with his own. Oh, Cesaro going for a huge buster. Oh, huge suplex. Hannon might be out. Did you see the impact on that? And Cesaro takes it. Cesaro takes it all the way. Here is your winner, Cesaro. What an amazing victory for Cesaro. I mean, goodness, he is just dominating in his last few matches here at the FHC. I think this guy's going places. And if he's not, then I gotta give up commentating right now. Good evening, and I have the former FHC Tag Champions El Huracan and the Frost Bastard here tonight. Of course, their championship came to an end last night at the Gauntlet when the Tunnel Snakes, Wally Mack and Malik Verdenko, took the titles away from them. Boys, what do you guys think? What do you think I think, Robe? It's a big pile of crap. That's what it is. We are the best tag team this company has seen. We've beaten them all. Hawk and Hunt. We've beaten the Precious Metals, Silverstein and Bronzeman. We've beaten Cesaro and Hanson Russell. Everyone. And we've done that for months. That's what we've done, Robe. We've defended the FHC Tag Championship over and over and over again. And for the Tunnel Snakes, a crazy team like Tunnel Snakes, can just weasel their way in because the Bravehearts dropped the ball. Not cool, I tell you.
Yeah, Hurricane is right. The Tunnel Snakes didn't even deserve a shot in the first place.
but they got it, and somehow they were able to beat us last night. I wouldn't even call it beating us. They got lucky. Everyone knows they're a mediocre tag team that got lucky. They like to talk a big game, but they always fall short. I guarantee you we will show everyone that it was a fluke that they won when we walk our way back for a rematch with them and take the FHC Tag Championship back. We will beat them hard, and then they will not forget it.
Following is a non-titled tag team match set for one fall. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 434 pounds, they are the FHC Tag Champions, Wally Mack, Malik Ferdenko, the Tunnel Snakes. And as you see the Tunnel Snakes walk into the ring, I can't think of a better way that Giant Panther and Starman are going to make their presence felt here. I mean, they've only been here in the FHC for not even 24 hours, seeing as how they came and made an appearance at the end of the Gauntlet, but they're here and they're calling out the FHC Tag Champions. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, folks. They're here, they're going to make their presence felt in just a few moments, and we're going to see them in their first official match here in just a few minutes. And their opponents, at a combined weight of 540 pounds, Giant Panther and Starman. And here you're getting your first look, your first real look at two legends of wrestling, Giant Panther and Starman. And we saw in the back that, of course, they just get here and they issue the challenge to the FHC Tag Champions. And we couldn't ask for a better tag team match tonight. And don't know if many of you viewers at home know about Giant Panther and Starman, with King Slender included, when they did their time in the old VWA many years ago, when they were in their prime. That was the Wrestling Federation of note. You had many great wrestlers in there. Of course, the three here are included in that group, but of course you had other legends such as Fighter Hayabusa. Kinkorn Karn comes to mind with his Mongolian chops, and of course the enigma that everyone could not look away from, the Amazon. And I couldn't tell you anything about the Amazon. His matches, you kind of would just have to see to actually believe it. So, but again, like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, watching these legends go at it in the VWA when I was a kid was just, I grew up watching them, and I think any old-time wrestling fan would tell you the same thing. They were a joy to watch, and now they're here. They're here, and so now we have Starman has just tagged in Giant Panther, and look at him loom over the 5'9" Malik Ferdenko. This is you can see that Giant Panther has kept himself in very good shape. Some would say that he and Starman as well are in the twilight of their career. Some would say that they probably should have retired a few years back, but yet here they are. And from what it looks like, both Starman and Giant Panther are here to impress, to show that they still have what it takes to compete in the squared circle. And now Malik tags out his tag team partner with Wally Mack coming in. Oh, and Wally Mack with a straight roundhouse kick to the face. And Giant Panther, of course, also towering over Wally Mack. Oh, and there's one of Panther's patented moves, straight pile driver. There's something we haven't seen in quite a while due to the nature of the move. A lot of times it can really do some damage to the neck there. And Wally Mack with a cover, and Panther kicks out at one. Wally Mack with some of those right hands, now with a right leg, and Panther has blocked. So all of us here are and with a great full Nelson suplex, Wally Mack on Panther. Looks like Mack is wearing him down, but Panther is coming back with a couple of surprises of his own. Panther going back to make the tag out of Starman. I was just about to say that a few of us are thinking, how long? Wait a second. Starman with the Death Valley driver. One of his finishers. 1, 2, 3. Starman takes it. Starman and Panther have beaten the FHC Tag Champions on their first night here, their first real night here. In their first matchup, beat the FHC Tag Champions straight up. And the crowd is going nuts, folks. You're witnessing some great history here, folks. Two legends of wrestling coming back and showing that they can still hang. You came here because of me, didn't you? I know who you are, Slender. You call yourself a king, but all I see is an old man who's dominated a bunch of nobodies in the distant past. You think you can come in here and just challenge the champion? I don't fight senior citizens. You know full well that age doesn't matter. Come on, Ryu. Wasn't it your own master who saw beyond his own fist and vanquished many, even during the twilight of his life? I like to think of myself here in the same position. I'm here to win the big one before I retire, and Mr. Palmer was kind enough to give me the opportunity. And as long as someone gives me that chance, I'm gonna take it. And you're on my radar. It's good to meet you, Ryu. I'll see you very soon. The following match is set for one fall, making his way to the ring from Madrid, Spain, weighing in at 326 pounds, Jacob Glens. Of course, Glens making his way to the ring now. He has been very impressive as of late, winning about 8 of his last matches. It's a pretty great feat. We haven't seen a winning streak of this nature in quite a while. Of course, Loke did it back a few months ago. Before Battle of the Gladiators, he was going on a huge winning streak, and now we're seeing the same thing from Jacob Glens. I believe that he is going to be the #1 contender to the Dragon Championship. Of course, tonight here he's facing another contender, William Wallace. And we're going to see how Wallace fares against Glens as well. As we know, they're both two very fiercely competitive warriors. And his opponent, from Elderslie, Scotland, weighing in at 220 pounds, Sir William Wallace. And Wallace and his group of right ruffians, as some would call them, the Bravehearts, have had also a rough 24 hours. We saw William Wallace at the Gauntlet fighting his former friend and ally, the Welshman, in a weapons-free match with Guile, the Dragon Champion, seemingly coming out and taking it taking it to Wallace. And we're not quite sure what that means as of yet, but we do know that the Welshman did win that match against Sir William with the help of Guile. So I'm sure there's going to be some bad blood there. And as we saw earlier in the hallway, Wallace talking with the rest of the Bravehearts, Wes Sui and Christine Kendall, about the Welshman turning, but we're really not sure about what the developments there are yet. We're going to get some more information. And now we're seeing Glens and Wallace going at it full force now. Glens taking an early advantage here, but of course Wallace always has some tricks up his sleeve, as he's shown through history against the English. But as we were talking about before, Glens is on a remarkable winning streak now, him being probably the closest to a #1 contendership spot at Guile's Dragon Championship. And since Glens has come to the FHC several months ago, he did come in as part of the Wrecking Crew, if you'll remember, with Brian Danielson and Alex Cold, right at the start of the inception of the FHC. Since then, Glens has challenged for the Dragon Championship when Vincent Hanna held the title. And of course, at the time, he had just broken up with the Wrecking Crew, and they made him pay. They made Glens pay for leaving the group, and it cost Glens the Dragon Championship shot. Hanna was able to beat him. So now Glens is back on the fast track for a title shot, and we're thinking we're going to see that coming up very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Glens and Guile go at it in the very near future. Ooh, and Wallace with those left and right hands. Glens trying to close the distance. Wallace with the lariat into the corner turnbuckle. And it just seems like these two competitors are, again, they're very fierce warriors, but they're very evenly matched. Glens, of course, having the size and bulk advantage on Wallace, but Wallace can hold his own against bigger opponents, as we've seen many times in the past. We do see a lot of power moves between both of these men. Holy crap, it's the Welshman from behind with an equalizer, and he's taking out Sir William. The ref is calling the match, and the Welshman has totally taken Sir William out. This is, oh my goodness. The Welshman, how could you? And he's wearing the colors of Sonic Fire. And speaking of which, Sonic Fire is here. They're all taking it to Sir William. Tetemeko, Tom Fyremin coming out. Now Fyremin with a chair. Oh, this isn't right, guys. This isn't right. Welshman with the chair. Oh my goodness. The Welshman is taking out his former boss. Oh, come on, dude. I took out Brooks in amazing fashion. Enough to get you the win. Now it's your turn to go get the gold. Straight up, Loke. We're just trying to help.
Who asked you to help? I don't think I did. I don't need you. I don't need Nene Packbell. I don't need Big Kev. What do you think? This is 20 years ago?
Teach you what happens when you interfere with my business, Wump! What the hell is going on down there? PJ Brooks and MC Ska assaulting Darth, Wump, and Nene Packbell backstage. What the heck is... Hey, can we get someone back there, backstage? Can we get someone there? We can only guess that this is because Darth Wump manhandled PJ Brooks last night at the Gauntlet. PJ Brooks was set to go against Loke. He was the second man in Ryu's Gauntlet. And after Loke took out and pinned MC Ska, Brooks was coming out onto the ramp, and Darth Wump came out from behind and took out Brooks. And as we saw in the opening scene, Wump was able to get Brooks down to the ring, and of course Loke finished him off with a Loke bottom and a pin
for the easy win, and now Brooks is getting his revenge. Guys, we really need to get some help back down there. The following non-title match is set for one fall. Making her way to the ring, from the Korkari Wilds, Morrigan. And of course Morrigan, a former FHC Ladies Champion. I think she's looking to score gold in the very near future. We've seen as part of the Circle, the Circle's trying to get their hands on FHC gold, and Morrigan going up against new ladies champion Susie Mack tonight. That is not an accident. The Circle has already proclaimed that they won all of the titles, and seeing as how the Tunnel Snakes have got most of the titles, I think we could be looking at some type of stable war here. And her opponent, from Chesapeake, Virginia, she is the FHC Ladies Champion, Susie Mack. And of course, Susie Mack winning the Ladies Championship at the Gauntlet against Dee, the defending Ladies Champion, and Rosie Fox in an amazing three-way dance. Now we see Susie Mack going up against Morrigan. And of course, who would have guessed that Susie Mack would come out on top at the Gauntlet? We know Rosie Fox was favored to win her second Ladies Championship, being favored slightly over Dee, but Susie Mack was almost an afterthought the way things were going leading up to the Gauntlet. And of course her victory secured the way for the Tunnel Snakes to become multi-champions. Again, Susie being Ladies Champion, Wally Mack and Malik Ferdenko being the Tag Champions, and then of course Butch DeLoria, who has taken over as de facto leader of the Tunnel Snakes, is the FHC Pacific Champion. And so Morrigan here is looking to work her way back up in the rankings to try and get that #1 contender spot for the Ladies Championship. And I think going up against the Ladies Champion, even in a non-title match, if she's able to beat her tonight, I think she stands a really good chance of wrestling for that title. Oh, and there goes Susie with a forward face plant onto the mat. And her version of the Luthes press. And now with repeated head bashes, if you will. Oh, it seems like Susie is really taking it to Morrigan this early on in this match. And of course, Morrigan, we know from her long history, she used to be with Azathoth for a long time, for years. They met each other back in the WWE and decided to team up together, and they became the most famous couple in wrestling, I believe. And then, of course, it all ended just a few months ago when Morrigan decided to leave Az for Ryu. Once Ryu turned to his evil ways. It is kind of disheartening to see, but it is kind of her background. She's a very mysterious woman. And there's Susie Mack with the Russian leg sweep. With the cover. 1. Nope, Morrigan kicking out at 1. Susie looking for a submission maneuver. Morrigan could be tapping out here. And Morrigan looks like she's going to snap out, and she does. Morrigan, oh, with the back thunder bomb. That could be it. And Morrigan picks up the victory after a back thunder bomb. Well, that was very sudden, guys. It looked like Susie might have had the advantage early on, but like everything else, like we were saying, Morrigan always has tricks up her sleeve. She can pull out her finisher at the drop of a hat, which is what we just saw to close out the match. Morrigan moving up in the rankings. Her victory over Susie Mack. I don't want to hear anything you have to say, Palmer. You know you brought this rabble in for one reason and one reason only. It's to take away my FHC Championship. You've been doing it for months now. You couldn't get Loke to do it using your winner of the Battle of the Gladiators tactic, so you're bringing in fresh blood. Come on. Legends of Wrestling? Slender, Panther, Starman? Well, you're gonna need all the help you can get, because no one in this organization can beat me. No one! Because I am the World Warrior, and I am the FHC Champion, and I am unbeatable. The following non-title matchup is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, being accompanied by Susie Mack. From Norfolk, Virginia, weighing in at 222 pounds, he is the FHC Pacific Champion, Butch DeLoria. Should be quite the matchup tonight. Having Butch DeLoria going against someone with as much caliber and clout as Loke does. I mean, we've seen what Loke can do in the past, but having Butch DeLoria go up against him, this should be an interesting matchup to say the least. And of course, this match was booked at the beginning of the show on a whim, it seemed like, by General Manager David Palmer. Again, Butch was running his mouth as usual, and he decided, hey, why not? Let's have him go up against the number one contender to the FHC World Championship. And of course, now you have the great one, Loke, coming out, and he has had his share of victories and wrestling clout, if you will, all over the world. We've seen him in many big federations. We've seen him performing in smaller federations, and of course now he is here at the top of the FHC, with the exception of FHC World Champion Ryu. Loke has been on this quest for the title for quite some time. He came in back at the end of FHC Firestorm, which was his first appearance, and of course he had to get his footing for a couple months, but he like everything else, showing time and time again that he is one of the top performers in this industry, moving up the rankings very quickly. And of course, he won the Battle of the Gladiators match back at the aptly named pay-per-view a few months ago to score the #1 contendership to the FHC World Championship. He has faced Ryu a couple times now, the first of which being his first title shot after Battle of the Gladiators at Broken Glass. He and Ryu wrestled an amazing match, probably one of the matches of the year, in my opinion. And Ryu won that straight up. Their second meeting was just last night at the Gauntlet, where Loke took on 3 members of the Circle. First, MC Ska beating him straight up. And then, as PJ Brooks came out, one of Loke's trusted and most closest allies, Darth Wump, came out from the back and took out Brooks before he even got to the ring, joined by Nene Packbell, another close friend of Loke and Darth Wump. Loke was able to pin Brooks easily, and then it was just a matter of record. He and Ryu faced for the last leg of the Gauntlet, but again we saw Ryu beat Loke straight up. So now Loke trying to get one last chance at the FHC World Championship. We haven't heard anything from Mr. Palmer yet on when this title shot will be, but Loke is seemingly taking care of unfinished business now in the form of Butch DeLoria with the Tunnel Snakes. And we see Butch trying to land a kick, but now he actually countered and went into a almost like a reverse somersault kick. Now Butch with the lariat, Loke into the turnbuckle corner, and Loke with a Russian leg sweep. These are 2 solid individuals. Well, we already know Loke's credentials, but Butch has been very impressive the last few months. And Loke with a cover. Oh, and Susie Mack up on the apron, trying to distract the referee on the count. The ref's been distracted. Butch is able to kick out with the added time. Now Loke whipping him into the ropes. Oh, and a pop-up Loke bottom! Pop-up Loke bottom! For the cover! Loke takes it! Loke takes it all the way! With a pop-up Loke bottom! Can you believe that? Out of nowhere, after Susie tried to get up on the apron and distract the referee, which was successful, but Loke pulled it out. He pulled it out, and Butch is no more. Loke wins this main event, and the crowd is going nuts. I think everyone wanted to see Butch get taken down a peg. And here's FHC champion Ryu in the ring, attacking Loke from behind. My God, what a heinous, sneaky attack by the FHC champion. And Loke's hurt. And here comes King Slender from behind with Ryu fighting back. King Slender and Ryu going at it now. Fists. And Ryu getting the better of Slender, taking him to the mat. Jesus. Oh my God, this is crazy. Oh, Ryu really taking it to Slender. This is nuts. This is nuts, guys. Oh my God, we're out of time.